Hi, I'm Lowell Martin, and this is MCC Today. You're going to want to watch. On today's show, we have Dr. Huebner for the entire episode. You're going to want to watch. He knows who's who, what's what, and where the bodies are buried.
Not essential. Never let anyone tell you that again. Never doubt your abilities to make a difference. How do I know this about you? Because I'm a teacher. I am the one who will push you harder and farther than you could have ever imagined. Teach you things that you never thought possible. And if you will give me 100%, then I will stand shoulder to shoulder with you, and together we will change your future. MCC, find your wings.
And today we have Dr. Huebner here. How are you doing today?
I'm doing really well. How are you?
I'm doing well. Now, we were just talking, now this is your 4th year here at Meridian Community College.
Right.
Lots has happened. A lot has happened.
It's been an exciting time, hasn't it?
I think so.
I think I was just thinking, like, more than half the time I've been here, we've been in pandemic conditions.
Yes.
That's, what are you going to do?
You have to do what you have to do to keep
That's
people
right.
as safe as possible. And
That's right.
I think that's what you're doing and what we're doing, yes. You can't help walking on campus and notice that there's a lot of stuff going on. You've got different building things going on. But can you just give us a broad overview of some of the stuff that's happening?
Well, one of the things that I believe strongly in is that we need to have our classrooms updated.
Sure.
We need to have, obviously technology that matches the requirements and the needs our students have in 2021. And so, all of those things, we're trying to make some significant improvements to not only our technology, and we have, it's been incredible.
Yes.
And I mean, I'm so thankful for my tech team that's able to just kind of roll with it, and seem that, they embrace the opportunities to do everything from new networks, new switches, doubling our internet capacity, obviously new devices for faculty and staff members, opportunities for students. So, and then not even to mention the technology in the classrooms.
Yes.
So every classroom just about is high flex, 70 plus classrooms. We got smart boards that we ordered months ago, but because apparently we're not the only ones ordering smart boards, they're on back order, and we're waiting for them to come in. And when they do, we're also trying to attend to things like not just the tech, but how you use it. So training and a new structure and some new people that can help us bridge gaps that we might have in that area. But that's just on the the technology side, and there are other things, new phone system and all.
Well, one thing that I in particular that I think was wonderful is we've finally gotten in some new labs.
Yes.
For some new science labs.
Right, that's right.
And those are finished.
Well, yeah,
and,
right. I was going to say, yeah.
I mean, and they needed updating and have for a little bit.
A little bit, yeah. In fact, they were in dire need of updating, and so being able to allocate resources to 5 science labs, which are stunning. In fact, yesterday I was walking through Ivy Skaggs, and I ran into a family that was kind of visiting campus, and it was unofficial, and they hadn't made arrangements through recruiting or anything of that nature, and so they looked a little lost, and so I asked them if they needed help, and they were saying, yeah, we want to see what's going on campus and just kind of look around. I said, you mind if I take you? And they said no. And so I ended up spending a little bit of time with them, but the first place I went from where we were the new science labs upstairs. And this family was absolutely impressed by the quality. They were like, whoa. And I said, this is a glimpse, I hope, into the direction we're going. I said, the floors, the colors, everything like that is kind of fits the direction we're wanting to go with other classroom improvements. But even then, though, I mean, if you walk through the top of Ivy Skaggs, you'll see classrooms that have been kind of cleaned up, and we're trying to get desks that look alike to be in the classrooms. I know that sounds silly, but it really improves the look. And then some, film on the windows, and some shine on the floors, and the lighting we're changing out. So it makes a huge difference to put the LEDs in. Updating our classrooms is an important priority.
Yes.
It absolutely is. Riley Health Sciences is getting, somewhat of a facelift. When I say somewhat, it's a new heating and air conditioning system, but in addition, a new ceiling tiles and new ductwork and all of that.
But this stuff is important.
Oh, but you wouldn't.
It's important.
I wouldn't have believed what a difference ceiling tile makes.
Sure.
on the look of a space. In addition, we're using those same colors that I referenced earlier. Smoked oak, I think, is what it's called. Adam Foreman would know for sure. But and repost gray, I think, is the name of the color on the wall.
Okay.
But we've updated some of our labs in that building as well, and in addition to labs in Reed, which we're converting from what we would call the traditional kind of career tech areas to classrooms that we're using for our health-related professions programs as we're doing the work on the HVAC system. So we're kind of rolling people in and out of those facilities, so we can't take the building offline. So that HVAC system has been like in a cycle. Okay. And so.
Well, if you don't mind me asking,
Yeah.
with the HVAC systems, is this something that was just needed repair, or is this something that's somehow COVID related?
No, well, yes and no. So we knew that we've got, I think, 3 buildings that are in the process of, or actually it's more than that. So if you're looking at the work we did in Reed, in terms of its HVAC, the work we've done in, obviously, Riley Health Sciences, hopefully Smith, hopefully Hardin, and those are kind of next on the agenda. I think we're going to do some work in the Ivy Skaggs part of it, the Graham Gymnasium area, which is in dire need as well, and then some of our residence life apartments.
Okay.
We have been in a process of replacing all the systems we have that keep that facility heated and cooled. So all of this is important, but we have a schedule for all those things on campus for when they kind of get to the end of their life, or when they begin to have a lot of problems, and COVID dollars have enabled us to make some changes sooner than we would have otherwise because of the available funds that allow us to do that. So when we're installing these new systems, we have put and I'm not scientific at all enough to be able to describe this, so don't ask me details, but
Darn it.
I know.
That was going to be the
Mr. Humanities here.
Yeah, that was going to be the last part of the interview. Yeah.
But we have infrared technologies that are filters that are part of all the systems, and we have those in every system right now that in its secret magical way zaps viruses and that sort of thing. So all of it's fitting together with a safer environment in terms of the air we have circulating in our buildings. So.
Well, now, some of the stuff that we have on the horizon, is there anything can you
Sure.
enlighten us about some of the things that we're planning to do?
Absolutely. So we've been in, I think, significant need of a new softball complex, new tennis. So we've got in fact, I got the first kind of official rendering this morning by email. I haven't even opened it yet. So I don't know if it looks good or not, but we've engaged an architect in the design work for softball and tennis. It's going to be across the road in the area that we think of normally as like where Eagle Hall is. Eagle Hall will be coming down, and we hope to have a beautiful park-like setting. When the person comes down 11 and turns on to 19, we want them to be able to have that visual coming down of very strongly branded facilities there. we hope it'll be just a real positive for us, the sense of community, plus our students and being able to be there and having facilities in tennis, for example. TJ will tell you, our tennis coach, that we'll be able to host certain kinds of events that we've never been able to host in the past.
I believe we have had like a what is it? You have to be able to host. You have to have at least 6.
You have to have at least 6 courts.
6 courts.
We only
okay.
have 4, and the 4 we have are pretty rough. So you have to have 6 to be able to host an intercollegiate match, and it's better if you have 8.
Okay.
And so we'll have 8.
Excellent.
So, yeah,
okay.
so they're very excited about that, and we're engaging our coaches in the design and construction of those.
Well, last night in the study hall, some of the young ladies in softball were talking that how thrilled they were that there would be a facility over there.
Yeah.
What kind of timetable are we talking about here? Do you have any idea? Or?
Yeah, we're in the design phase now.
Okay.
I suspect it. I suspect that it won't be built before. It won't be built before this softball season, but it certainly ought to be before the next one.
Okay.
In whatever year that is.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Just
Yeah.
whatever year. 2023, is that right? Would that be right? So 2022 would be this spring,
right?
And
then
2023.
Yes.
But prior to the spring of 23, certainly.
And are we doing softball and baseball? They'll be at the same time.
Softball and tennis.
Softball and tennis.
Yes,
excuse me.
Yeah, it's one project.
Okay,
It's
so-
one project, and so obviously we're looking for people in the community who are interested in supporting that particular project. In fact, Citizens National Bank has been a lead donor with a very significant gift to help get the project started, and so we're really grateful for their support for that particular project. And there will be others, but at this point their gift has been significant, and we're really grateful for that.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Well, listen, I want to talk some more about that, but I want to take a quick break.
Absolutely.
And we'll be right back.
Since 1996, the MCC Foundation Tuition Guarantee Program has provided students an opportunity to find their potential. Thousands of students have benefited from the program. Over $6 million have been invested in the students who learn and live right here in our community. This program is funded by individuals and businesses who believe in our students, our families, and the economic impact of an education at Meridian Community College. Now is your chance to offer support. Give today at meridiancc.edu/give.
And we're back with Dr. Huebner. He's here for the entire show. When we get him scheduled, we want him here the whole show. But we were talking about some of the upcoming projects, and you were talking about softball and tennis, and we have a few other things coming up.
No, absolutely. So, what is the Dulaney Center across the road from the highway from the college?
Right.
Is going to be transformed into Dulaney Transportation Technology Training Center.
Wow.
And so that will have a diesel, automotive, programs which have already been approved, and I'm crossing my fingers, and hopefully it will have a space as well for aviation related programs. And so there's a big growing market with lots of support in our community for those programs. And that particular facility is in the process of being designed right now by an architect, and so we've already launched that. We are coupling with a planning and development district and in pursuing a federal grant that will pay for significant amounts of that project. We hope, we believe, and it's something that we're getting a lot of support for. So that's exciting for the college to be able to transform that facility. Now I know folks are like, where are we going to have our big meetings? Where are we going to have and some of that I'm going to say be more mission focused. By that I mean we're not going to be able to do some of the things that we've done in the past with regards to making that available for the public, but we are going to be also doing a significant renovation of Montgomery Hall, the second floor, which will become
My area.
Yeah, your area currently.
Yes.
Which will become a place where we can do conferences, workshops, banquets, and et cetera, et cetera. But the programs that are in that facility now, student success, student programs are going to be merging with the library in Todd Hall.
Yes.
And we're excited about that because it's going to be an advising center, it's going to have tutoring and all the elements of student success, along with the elements that we have in our library. And so it's just really going to be a hub of opportunity, I think, for our students to figure out, to get information, to figure out what they want to be, and to be successful. And it's going to be just right there in the center of campus. And
I'm so excited.
Yeah,
about
we're
that.
excited.
I'm so excited.
And that particular project is, they're in the process, our architect is in the process of building the construction documents. The design's done, the construction documents, and frankly, prices have been so high that we're like, it's like playing a little bit of a game to figure out, if we bid the project now, it'll come in here. Well, what happens if we wait 2 weeks? Or, so we're trying to make those decisions that are going to be in the best interest of obviously the college, and we're excited about that. That's significant. And then
Yes.
on the radar, Ivy Skaggs Mall is on the radar screen for making changes. We have a new vice president for engagement. So everybody always wonders, like, what's a vice president for engagement? So back in the day, there was a vice president for operations. We don't have that anymore. And I really wanted someone who could help with some great professional experience in student affairs, student life, but who also could help the college engage in a different way with its marketplace. And so Cedric Gathings comes to us with a fantastic, incredible resume. Plus he's just been a joy to get to know and to work with.
What a nice man, just a nice man.
He really is.
I've met him, I've talked to
Yeah.
him 3 or 4 times now. Every time, what a nice man.
Everyone I talked to prior to him arriving here, when I was kind of figuring out if that was the person, and if those people knew me, they were like, "Oh, the two of you are going to work really well together. You have similar ways of thinking about things." And I said, "That's wonderful, because everything we do, we have to be very deliberate about it, because make no mistake, I mean, these are tough times for anyone who's in the community college world. So there have been declines in enrollment nationally in Mississippi, and certainly here at Meridian Community College. And so we have to figure out how we can better tap into our markets, tap into the student needs and opportunities here, and how can we as an institution morph or adapt to the changing needs of our student population. And one of those is represented not only by the hiring of Cedric Gathings, but also the SOAR Center that we've talked about, the Student Success Center that's merging with the library. But more important than all of those things is the way we're thinking about advising, and the way we're thinking about student success, where instead of just saying the door's open, come see us if you need us, it's going to be a much more aggressive approach about identifying student needs and partnering or coupling those student needs with the opportunities we have here on the campus. And so we've had wonderful people who have cared about our students, and we've needed a system that couples the wonderful people and the process with our students. So the plan is that fewer will fall through the net. I mean, they'll be caught by the safety net. So the most important thing we can do is provide educational opportunities to people right here in Meridian, right here in Lauderdale County. It's huge, and we're going to.
This also seems like it goes really well with our new QEP, the mentoring section. I mean, just what we're trying to do, everything just seems to dovetail together.
It does
wonderfully.
It does perfectly, and so the QEP, and some may not know, that's Quality Enhancement Plan, which is a requirement of our accrediting agency, SACS COC, as everyone calls it. And every 10 years, an institution has to have a plan that it focuses on that helps achieve some particular outcome. And so in our case, we made a decision that it was going to be a mentoring, kind of advising / mentoring program that is very deliberate and very, I'm going to use the word aggressive or intrusive in terms of how we're helping to partner our students with success opportunities. And so
Actually, strong-armed Stacy Parks into being on the show. You know, 'cause she doesn't
That's
usually
right,
like that.
yeah.
But
Was she on it already?
She came on and
that's right.
discussed the process of how we got to the mentoring, how we got to this particular QEP.
It's a fantastic plan.
It really is, and
Yeah.
as I said, it goes so well with all of the other things we're trying to do. In a perfect world,
Yeah,
and which it's not, and there are so many challenges.
right.
Where do you see us in 5 years? Where do you see MCC in 5 years?
What a question. It's a really good question. And so I think where we are in 5 years is, I think we'll be more, because of all that we've had to do in the last year and a half, I think we're going to be more adept, more comfortable with technologies. And
More nimble on our feet, definitely.
yeah,
I think,
more
yes.
nimble. And you know, I mean, it's not unusual for institutions like ours to be well, we're very hands-on. I mean, we are. We have to be. It's a positive thing. And so for us to figure out ways to integrate the technology with that very, very important and personal approach to higher ed. I was listening to a podcast this morning about higher education, and it was great. It was right on target. But it talked about like the difference between universities and colleges. And it was kind of for the novice, you know, the person who may not know, and it was talking about the importance of that interaction, on a college level, the importance of that interaction between the student and the instructor, and that's being fundamentally important to their educational process. And it even talked about the challenges of online and high tech with meeting that mission. So in 5 years, I think we'll be much more adept at that technology, but I think we have to continually focus ourselves on the importance of that relationship. And I think that's where the advising stuff is taking us, the QEP is taking us, all of that is taking us there. Some of our new recruiting strategies are going to be focused on really adapting to and addressing some important needs right here in our community. So in 5 years, I think all of these things which seem a little uncomfortable right now are going to be humming. They're going to be working, and so I think it's going to be positive for our institution. Now, make no mistake. I mean, we have to continue to develop programs that are going to be difference makers in our community, that are going to be attractive to students outside our community. Higher education is absolutely morphing and changing, and we can't just pretend like it's not. So all of that's important. Yeah.
I say the changes are, you know, you look at them and there are times, and sometimes it is uncomfortable when you're having to, but as you say, I think we've gotten to the point, or we're getting to the point where it's like we've got this.
Yeah.
You know, and I think that with my class sometimes. It's like, okay, if I have to do this, okay, I got this.
Yes.
We're ready.
I can tell you this. I've been in higher ed, I don't know, 32, 33 years, maybe more, I don't know. And I know it seems like I'm much younger than that.
I was going to say.
But I can tell you this, that most institutions are change averse. They don't like change. But I have to tell you, I don't feel like this institution is change averse. I feel like this institution is hungry for the next opportunity for us to. Now we have to be sure to manage that change so we don't wear people out. And pandemic has forced us, I think has worn us out in a lot of ways. But if I'm talking about just attitudes and people who want to do what's next to help our students, I've never been seen any place, public or private, like this. And so that is so encouraging. And when people come in, they tell me the same thing. You know, Annette told me that. Cedric tells me that.
Good.
You know, it's positive.
As always, one show is never enough time. and we're
Sorry.
out of time. But I'm gonna ask you back as always,
Okay,
so we can
sure.
keep abreast of what's
Right.
going on and where your thoughts are.
I'm always happy to be here on this show.
Thank you for being here. We'll be right back.
Meridian Community College. For more than 75 years, we've helped students soar. Establishing the first tuition guarantee program in Mississippi, we put our students first while creating pathways into the workforce and offering a seamless transition to a 4-year degree. Now is the time to find your purpose and register today, because those who move forward never get left behind. MCC, find your wings.
On behalf of executive producer Matt Milner, media consultant Josh Taylor, and student producer Joseph Jernigan, thank you for watching. We hope you learned something, and we'll see you next week.